really seen improvement over the 3 days we've been out there so far. We got here in the summer, and during the summer we're able to have meetings and kind of have what we call match drills. You go out, you don't have any balls, so you don't really get to see them throw. So we got out there that first day. It was exciting to see how well he really throws the ball. There's certain things we really have to work on with him, but another aspect of Juwan is a really smart kid. How well he's really picked up things. And you kind of tell him something once, and he'll get it. More than some other kids I've been around. He really picks things up well. I'm really excited about Juwan.
How would you gauge his confidence level from the first day on to now?
Kid, you can see that with how he carries himself. In one of those mat drills, we threw him in with the ones one time just to see how he do it. He went in there, he was confident, spoke up loud. It's not like a lot of kids when they go in there and they're little, you can tell they're nervous, and he stepped in, and he's a really confident kid.
How has Lamar and Kyle helped him kind of learn the ropes so far?
Yeah, I think they helped him a lot. Of course, these first 3 days they've been separate, but I think throughout the summer, they really help each other out. I've kind of got it to where they go and they watch film together, and it's a process. I know last year, all those guys really helped Lamar out. Bunch. Now it's their turn to bring Juwan along.
You mentioned one thing a couple things that Juwan might have to improve upon. What's the one thing on your list that he needs to get better at?
He needs to get his release higher. He likes when he hitches. We need to get him to stand up taller, get his release higher, and that's really the main thing. A lot of times when he's dropping his elbow, the ball sails on him. So that's really the main thing with him right now.
What have you seen with Lamar and Kyle so far through 3 days?
So far, a lot better understanding of the offense. That's one thing, especially with Lamar. An understanding of where to go against certain coverages. And, one thing we're really working on now is defensive recognition and really how to attack blitzes, blitz checks, and that's something I think they've gotten a lot better at over these last 3 days at least. And throughout the summer, we've really worked on it a lot.
It's pretty unusual. Quarterback as good as Lamar to begin with, and then secondly to have a proven backup behind him. Is that talk about that situation and how good that is to have?
It's really good to have. You've seen over the last 2 years that we've had here. Things always happen, and guys need to be prepared and come in, and they're gonna have to win games. And I think Kyle, in his backup role, he understands that he's gonna have to be ready throughout the year, and he might have to come in and win some games for us. And I guess you'd say it's comfortable for us to know that we have Kyle there if anything ever happened. Of course, our offense changes a little bit with him in there, but it's nothing that we can't handle.
Yeah, that was the other question I was going to ask you. Do you have two separate packages, or you just have to kind of revise things a little bit?
It's not really two separate packages. I guess it's more just the way he would call the game. The head coach would call the game would be a little different. It wouldn't be so much of the zone read type stuff. We get more back to how our offense was with Brian Braun and stuff on the floor. More of a real pro style offense with Kyle in the center.
A lot of guys probably, with his talent, probably transferred by now. Lamar's kind of been the face of the team. What kind of conversations have you guys had with Kyle?
Kyle really, he really wanted this summer to really try to pick up his leadership, and from talking to him, he wanted to be a captain, and he really did a good job. He had a lot of votes for it. But I think he wanted to stay here and compete, and throughout the last 2 years, he knows that there's a good possibility he'll have to play. So, that was always on the back of my mind a little bit, but he wanted to stay here. He wanted to be a Cardinal, and we were really happy to have him.
What do you think that's